Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your English 1 class. Hopefully, you have successfully completed the chapter that was degrees of comparison. And I have also provided all the worksheets and study materials. Hope all of you have gone through those. In this class, as I promised you earlier that we have not done any comprehension for so long, so in this class that weight will get over because we will be beginning with a comprehension passage that is present there in your grammar book, and that contains page number 175. Please do open that 175 page and listen to my words. Now after reading that, the exercise I will discuss, and you will write on your own. If you have any difficulty, you will write that to me. Okay, so I'll discuss everything. Please attend the class wholeheartedly and very carefully. And after finishing this, we will go through the last chapter that is left in grammar, that is synonyms and antonyms, and I'll give you an assignment also based on that chapter. So now let us not waste any more time and let us focus on the chapter. The name of the chapter is Robin Hood and the Butcher. Butcher means what? Who actually slaughters, sells or prepares meat. We know, right? The Sheriff of Nottingham hated Robin and would have been very glad if anyone had killed him. So this Sheriff of Nottingham, he hated whom? Robin. Okay, and he actually wanted that someone should kill him. The sheriff was a very unkind man. So while reading this line, you can line you can underline, because questions may come based on this, or just keep in your mind all the important characteristics. So sheriff, how he was? He was a very unkind man. He treated the poor people very badly. He often took away all their money and their houses and left them to starve. So it means he was very unkind and very cruel one. He often used to leave people in starving, and he used to rob of their money and everything. The poor people used to go into the wood and Robin would give them food and money. So how was Robin as a person? He actually offers this food and money to them whom he found completely penniless. Due to whom? Due to the Sheriff of Nottingham. One day, Robin was walking through the forest when he met a butcher. Okay, the butcher was riding along to the market at Nottingham. On the either side of his strong grey pony hung a basket full of meat. So the butcher had 2 baskets full of meat. Suddenly Robin stepped from under the tree and stopped him. So what he did? "What have you there, my man?" he asked. What are you carrying?" he asked the butcher. "Butcher, meat," replied the man. "Fine meat for Nottingham market. Do you want to buy some?" "Yes, I do," said Robin. He replied this to the butcher. "I will buy it and all, and your pony too." The pony which was carrying the baskets containing butcher meat. So Robin actually asked for the meat as well as the pony. "How much do you want for it?" So he asked, "How much do you charge?" "I should like to go to Nottingham and see what kind of butcher I will make." So he decided he will go to Nottingham and he will become a butcher over there. As he did not know how to be a butcher before, so he said, "Let me see how will I make a good use of this profession." So the butcher sold his pony and all his meat to Robin. Then Robin mounted his pony and off he went to Nottingham to sell his meat at the market. He got there at last laid out his meat, he began to cry with the best of them. Okay, so he started selling that with a good cry. That is called the business cry. This cost this much. You come and please buy. This is the cry. Prime meat ladies, see how did he start. Prime meat ladies, come and buy. Cheapest meat in all the market, ladies. Come buy, come buy. 2 pence a pound. So he was charging only 2 pence for a pound. Ladies, 2 pence a pound. Come buy, come buy. That was his cry, business cry. What? Said everyone. Meat at 2 pence a pound. Means it was too cheap. And the people over there, they were actually confused how to react. How can someone sell meat at only 2 pence and for 1 pound also? I never heard of such a thing. Why it is general 10 pence? So why it is generally 10 pence? 10 pence is the general amount that is to be charged for 1 pound of flesh. But here he was charging only 2 pence. Robin knew nothing at all about selling meat, so he had no idea about it. As he never bought any, he and his men used to live on what they shot in the forest. So as they lived there in the forest, so what was their general livelihood? They used to shot whatever prey they will get, they managed over that. So what happened? Everyone were crowding round the stall eager to buy. All the other butchers stood idle until Robin had no more meat left to sell. So as he was selling the meat at a very lower price, every people went to him, and the other butchers, they were just looking at him idly until all the meat of his store got finished or sold. All the other butchers grew curious about the new butcher. They thought they should talk to him and find out. I mean, they all became very much curious. How is it possible to sell that amount of meat at a very low price, at this price? So they decided to talk to him and find out what is the reason. On market days, the butchers used to have dinner all together in one town hall. After market was over, and the sheriff used to come to have dinner with them. The butchers invited Robin for the dinner. So that was the common habit of theirs. Like after this market got over, they all gathered there at the town hall and they had dinner together. And the sheriff also, he also used to come and join them, and this time they all invited Robin to join their dinner. "Thank you," said Robin. "I should like nothing better." So he said, "I would not have found anything better than this. I have had a busy morning and I'm very hungry and thirsty." "Come along then," said the butchers. "Come and join." Till the dinner was ready, they talked to sheriff's wife. Okay. She received them very kindly and was quite interested in Robin when she heard that he was the new butcher who had been selling such wonderfully cheap meat. So she was more curious to talk to him when he actually got to know that he was that famous butcher who sold all that wonderful meat at such a lower price. Robin had such pleasant manners too, and she thought he was a very nice man indeed. She means Robin's wife. The sheriff's wife. She was quite sorry when the sheriff came and took him away, saying the dinner was ready. So she felt sorry as she wanted to talk to him more. Sheriff took him and actually called him for the dinner. "I hope to see you again, kind sir," she said when saying goodbye. So she said means sheriff's wife said like I hope to see you again, and she bade goodbye. Come to see me next time you have meat to sell. You will definitely come to see me whenever you have such wonderful meat to sell. Thank you, lady. I'll not forget your kindness, replied Robin, bowing low. So he was bowing low and he said, at the dinner, the sheriff sat at one end of the table and the old butcher at the other. So he sat at one end of the table and the other end was occupied by the old butcher. Robin, as the greatest stranger, had the place of honor of the sheriff's right hand. So he got the honor to sit on the sheriff's right side. Robin could not help laughing to himself at the idea of dining with his great enemy, the Sheriff of Nottingham. So what did I say in the very beginning? That the Sheriff of Nottingham used to hate the man named Robin. But here he did not identify that man who was selling the meat was Robin. And he was dining with his greatest enemy, and that made Robin laugh. And not only dining with them, but sitting on the right hand and being treated as an honored guest. So if you are given the seat on someone's right hand, you will be it is thought to be treated as an honored guest. So he was also very happy to be one of the honored guests, and at the same time it was very amusing to him that the sheriff was welcoming Robin in such a way. If the sheriff had only known, poor Robin would very soon have been locked up in a dark dungeon, eating dry bread, eating of apple pie and custard and all the fine things they were having for dinner. So he was saying that actually he was he was selling this to himself. He was thinking he couldn't say these things in front of everyone. So he said that if the sheriff knew about me, I would not have been treated in such a way. Rather, I would have been sent behind the prison, and I would have given this dry bread instead of this apple pie and custard. The sheriff had only known, poor Robin would very soon have been locked up in a dark dungeon, as I said. However, Robin was so merry that before the end of the dinner, all others were laughing till their sides ached. So everyone was very much happy and they all laughed until their sides ached. Only the sheriff was grave and was thinking hard. He was a greedy old man and he was saying to himself, this silly young fellow evidently does not know the value of things. Whom he was talking about? Robin. If he has any cattle, I might buy them from him at very little. I could sell them again to the butchers for a good price. In that way, I should make a lot of money. So as he was a businessman, he was just thinking about his profit. So he was saying that this man, he does not know anything. He is a mere foolish one. He sold meat at such lower price. Had it been me, I would have sold it to the butchers at a very high price, and I would have bought it from him at a very low price. In that way, I could have made money. After dinner, he took Robin by the arm and led him aside. See here. So he took him. He just laid his arm there and he took him to the side. See here, young man, he said. I like your looks, but you seem new to this business. Now don't trust these men," pointing to the butchers. "They all are ready to cheat you. You take my advice. If you have any cattle to sell, come to me. I will give you a good price." See, we all know his plan, but Robin does not know. "Thank you," said Robin. "It is most kind of you. I have 200 to 300 of them to sell. Besides, I have 100 acres of good land too." The sheriff nearly danced for joy when he heard that Robin had so many cattle for sale. He thought that it would be easy to cheat this silly young fellow. Already he began to count the money he would make. He was a greedy old man, but there was a wicked twinkle in Robin's eye. He was very wicked, and his planning is only known to us, not to Robin. And he thought, being a very silly man, it would be a very easy way to cheat him. "Now, young man, when can I see your cattle?" asked the sheriff. "The sooner the better," said Robin. "I start for tomorrow morning. If you like to ride with me, I will show you the cattle and the land too." See, the night the sheriff counted out 300 pounds in gold. He actually counted. He tied it up in 3 bags, 100 pounds in each bag. At last the night passed, and in the morning the sheriff set out with Robin to see his cattle. The sun shone and the birds sang as they merrily rode along. When the sheriff saw that they were taking the road to Sherwood Forest, he began to feel a little nervous. Why? Let us figure out. "There is a bold bad man in these woods," he said, the sheriff. "He is called Robin Hood." This is the irony. He is right now riding along with Robin Hood. He actually does not know anything, and he becomes very much frightened to take the road way to the Sherwood. So he robs people. He then, "Do you think we will meet him?" He's asking Robin that, "Would we meet Robin today?" "I am quite sure we won't meet him," replied Robin with a laugh, because he knew, right, everything. He himself was Robin. "Well, I hope not, I'm sure," said the sheriff. "I'm sure we'll not meet him. I've never dared to ride through the forests until I have my soldiers with me." This was a dangerous forest, so he said, "Without my soldiers, I never rode." He is a bold and bad man. Who? Robin. Robin only laughed, and they rode on the right into the forest. The sheriff was starting to panic now. "I think," said the sheriff in a trembling voice, "I think I should go back to Nottingham." I mean, he got really terrified. "What? And not buy any cattle? You won't be buying any cattle? What is the matter with them? Are they not fine and fat? Are they not a beautiful color? Come, come, sheriff, when you have brought the money for them too." He said, "As you have already brought the money, so you come and see them." At this mention of money, sheriff turned quite pale. How did he know? And clutched hold of his bags. "Young man," he said, "I don't like you at all. I tell you, I want to go back to Nottingham. This isn't money I have in my bags. It is only pebble stones." So he was very scared at that moment, and he said, "I don't like you. I want to go back. And this, what you are seeing right now, tied up in my bag, that they are nothing but the pebbles." Robin blew a whistle and suddenly his men appeared. Friends, I hope you have something nice for dinner because I have brought the Sheriff of Nottingham to dine with us, said Robin. Yes, said Little John. Who was Little John? One of Robin Hood's men. The cooks are busy already, as we thought you might bring someone back with you. But we hardly expected so fine a guest as the Sheriff of Nottingham. We never expected such a grand guest like him. He added, making a low bow to him. I hope he intends to pay honestly. So what is the rule of their dinner? After dining with them, the guest had to pay. For that was Robin Hood's way. He always gave these naughty men who had stolen money from poor people a very fine dinner, and then he made them pay a great deal of money for it. That was Robin's way of making money. Those people who actually followed the crooked means and robbed poor people and made money, he actually asked them to have dinner with them, and at the end he will be asking for a good deal of money. The sheriff was very much afraid, and he knew that he had really fallen into the hands of Robin Hood. He was angry too when he thought that he had actually had Robin in his house the day before. This is irony, right? He welcomed him, he had a good dinner with him, and the last night he spent the night with Robin. So, and could easily have caught and put him in prison if he had only known. They had a very fine dinner, and the sheriff began to feel quite comfortable and to think he was going to get off easily. When Robin said, Now, Master Sheriff, you must pay for your dinner. After finishing the dinner, he was asked by Robin Hood's men that he had to pay for the dinner. Oh, indeed, I'm a poor man, said the sheriff. I have no money. See, he's lying. No money? What have you in your saddle bags then? Asked Robin. What do you have in your saddle bags then? Only pebbles. Nothing but pebbles. I told you before, replied frightened sheriff. There is nothing but pebbles. Little John, go and search the sheriff's saddle bags, said Robin. Little John said, as he was told, and counted out 300 pounds upon the ground. So he found out. Sheriff, said Robin sternly, I shall keep all this money and divide it among my men. It is not half of much as you have stolen from the people of Nottingham. If you had told me the truth about it, I might have given you some back. But I always punish people who tell lies. You have done so many evil deeds that you deserve to be hanged. The poor sheriff shook in his shoes. Hanged you should be, continued Robin. But your good wife was very kind to me yesterday. For her sake, I let you go. But if you are not kinder to my people, I will not let you off so easily another time. Then Robin led the sheriff right back home. So, he said that I never leave such evil people who did such evil deeds to other people, to the poor people. And you are the most wanted one. I would have killed you if your wife was not very kind to me as she was yesterday. Due to her sake only I am leaving you, and he actually let him go. This is a story. It's a very nice story. I think you understood this because there is nothing hard not to understand about. And after going through this, you will be solving the exercise. Choose the correct answers. The sheriff of Nottingham was 3 options: a kind man, a cruel man, a generous man. How was he? A cruel man. How did Robin get the meat that he sold at the market? He stole it from a butcher. The butcher gave it him and sell it on behalf. He bought it from the butcher. The answer is C. He bought it from the butcher. Robin sold the meat cheaper than other butchers at a high price in exchange for grains. Cheaper than other butchers. During Robin Hood's meeting with the sheriff thought what? That the young butcher was very intelligent, that he was foolish, the young man was richer than him. What? He was foolish. What did the sheriff say he had in his saddlebags? Gold coins, pebbles and fodder for cattle. Sheriff said he had pebbles. So answer these questions now. At what price did Robin Hood sell the meat at the market? Robin actually sold the meat at the market at 2 pence for a pound. Why was Robin greatly amused during his dinner with the sheriff? Here you have to write this, that Robin could not help laughing to himself at the idea of dining with his great enemy, the sheriff of Nottingham. And not only dining with him, but sitting on his right hand and being treated as honored guest. That was the amusing part. What details of his possessions did Robin give to the sheriff? What? Did you remember anything? He said he had 200 to 300 of cattle to sell. Besides, he had 100 acres of good land to sell too, right? Then, what offer did sheriff make to Robin Hood? What offer did sheriff make? That night he counted like 300 pounds in gold. He decided to pay 300 pounds in gold to buy that much cattle that was owned by Robin. Did sheriff enjoy his second dinner with Robin Hood? Yes, he found the dinner comfortable. Okay. Why did Robin Hood let the sheriff go? Because he found his wife was very kind yesterday. She treated him very well, and due to her sake, he decided to leave him, and he asked sheriff to ride back home. So here the exercise also ends. You will do this on your own, and if you have any problem you can ask me. Now, as I told you, synonyms and antonyms, there is a task waiting for you. Synonyms and antonyms, page number 161. All of you please open. So there is a task for you. Only 5 synonyms and 5 antonyms I'll give. First you will read, you will understand the meaning, and then you will have to make you will have to make sentences with the given words. Okay. So first is adversity, means difficulty, affluent, rich, anguish, sorrow, arrogant, disdainful, and avoid, ignore. This 5 only from synonyms. And then come to antonyms, 163. Accepts, antonyms will be refuse, agree, disagree, alive, dead, always, never, ancient, modern. So you have to make sentences with this given words, and that will be your task, and you have to memorize this also, because this will come in the examination. Okay. So here the class ends. Here the class ends for today at least. In the next class we will meet with the new chapter. Till then you please read well, solve the exercise, and attend all the classes carefully. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.